Hi you guys, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. I thought I would switch gears a lot and do a golden book journal, and I've chosen Bambi. I think, you know, going from all the pinks and stuff like that to some greens and naturey type, I don't know, subject matter will be kind of fun. And so I thought I would start out by showing you how I do the cover. Sometimes it depends on what I have to work with on actually how I do the cover, and I'll kind of explain as I go. First, I take the book apart, and I don't know, I'm guessing that the staple opens on this side, so we're going to try to get at that staple. Sometimes this is actually kind of hard. I've had trouble in the past. We'll see. I'm wondering if this is one of those days that my eyes are not focusing the right way. I'm gonna get my other glasses on. It just kind of looks blurry to me. So then I just go at it with some pliers. If you haven't taken one of these apart before, they're pretty serious staples. They're not just your average paper, you know, staples that we get. They're a little bit more firm. What do I have? So like getting up underneath it sometimes is not easy. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, and we'll go ahead and work on the other one. Hopefully my head's not too much in there. Oh, come on. Let's see. We'll do this again. It's surprising how strong the little golden this stuff is. I was really surprised the first time I took one of these things apart. It's very sturdy paper. Sorry if that's really loud. I'm sure the clunking isn't exactly real pleasant for you guys. And then I just kind of push it through, or attempt to push it through. Nope, not gonna work. If some of you have figured out how to do this like in an easy way, you're probably really cringing at me struggling right now. A small flathead screwdriver would probably be really good. But I don't have one of those in my craft room. Try to work away from your fingers so you don't stab yourself. Sorry about the clunking. It's serious business, isn't it? There, I got one side. Okay. That is a beast. Okay, let me see if I can do some pushing from one side to get it going. Yes. Oh my goodness. Ah. Good thing there's only 2 of them. I'm hot now, you guys. That was my workout for the day. Alrighty, and so then on the inside, we've got 2 little signatures. If you've never taken one of these apart, oh, does this one not have 2? Oh no, it has 2. Okay, so then 2 little signatures. Really cute little images. So, okay, I will put those to the side. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Alrighty then. So I'm not sure how well you're going to see. If again, if you've never done this before, I'm just looking off to the side here. So there's the space in between here. Again, this crazy strong paper that they hold up. You know, this one's not an old one, but some of the ones that are old and that they're still together is amazing. Anyway, I cut down this paper, trying not to cut through this paper. Now, I don't believe that I've ever actually cut through the front paper, but since I'm trying to do this on video, this will be the time that I do. So I'm just going to try and get in between there. Tedious? Yes. Can't cut and talk at the same time. So it's still pretty cold. I mean, it's actually not, I don't think temperature wise it doesn't seem like it's that cold, but you go out there and good grief, it's kind of miserable out there right now. But I think it's in the 20s. I mean, it definitely could be worse. But the overnight temperatures are in the teens. But you know, I'm not out there, so I don't care. It's fine with me. But it seems we are supposed to have some snow in the forecast next week, but the temperatures look like they're up around the mid to high 30s. So whatever snow does happen, it's not going to stay. I cross my fingers, it's not going to stay. Okay, so then what I do is I open that paper up and try and get to that opening. And then I take chipboard. This is, you know, just chipboard that I bought a package of at one point quite a while ago. And I have this cutter that I use for my chipboard. It's a Carl. It cuts through, you know, no problem. So I found it on Amazon if you're interested. Carl disc cutter. And I really only use it for this. I wonder what this is. It says open. Oh, look at that. I think maybe you can store stuff in there. Yeah, I don't use this very often at all. And I've had it for a couple of years. I haven't had to change out one of the cutters. Anyway, so I take a very, I try to kind of eyeball how wide this opening is, and it's different. Like this side is different from this side, and one book will be different from the other. But I just kind of try and eyeball to see what will fit down in there. And that's how I do it. And it has worked so far for me. And so then I just, you know, cut off the length that I need. And then I glue it in. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just use this glue. So then it firms it up. And then I put a little bit of glue over the top of this. And then glue that back down. I rubbed that glue off, I think. And then I actually meant to try and be totally prepared, but then I take some more paper of a, you know, like a cardstock-ish kind of paper. Let me see what I have. I just don't want that bend to come back. Trying to find a thick one. This one's pretty good. I wouldn't say that you have to do this. It's just me being careful. So I will take and cut this one in half. I'm going to cut it down first. And it is, right now it's, well, I'm just going to eyeball it in half, because it'll end up being covered anyway. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Like I said, it will be covered. So then I just glue something over the top of it, just to firm it up even more. Okay, so same thing on this one. I always think that you know, the next one will go more smoothly. It'll be no problem, but I mean, not that the other one was hard, it's just kind of takes a while. And if I get too rushed, I know I'm going to end up cutting through the other side, and I do not want to do that. that one actually didn't take as long. So again, I'm going to take and fold the paper back. And then the same thing here, I'm going to just put some glue down inside of there. I forgot to mark this one and cut. Alrighty, so that's down in there. And I do really try and get it to fit nice and snug. And then I will put just another thing of paper down. I don't know if this is overkill. I mean, some of you who do this all the time may know more than I do. I've made quite a few of the Golden Book journals, but I don't do them consistently. Like, I'll do one or two and then I won't do one for months, and then I kind of forget. So maybe it's total ridiculous overkill. I don't know, but I guess it's okay. So, I mean, to me, it seems nice and firm. I don't want to mess with it too much, because, you know, I don't know if the glue is totally dry. Okay, and then I take the gold stuff off because I want my glue to adhere really well, and it's kind of shiny, so I try and get all of it off. And that also isn't always the easiest thing in the world. It tears. Sometimes, like that. But, I mean, you just want to get down to where it's the papery. And then it should be fine. That's pretty good. there's quite a bit of glue. So it really stuck on there, like on the edge. This is the glamorous stuff I'm showing you guys right now. I hope that, you know, it's not too terribly boring for you. I mean, I'm guessing if you've never done it before, you're probably interested. If you have done it before, I don't know. Sorry. You're like, oh no, I have to watch somebody take apart a golden book. Have you guys, if you are somebody who buys them, have you noticed, well, at least in my area, how scarce they are? So, you know, this, once again, this is one of those things that drives me bonkers, is that they get donated and then somebody comes along and's like, oh, I can get rich off of those. And so they go to the thrift store and they clean them all out. And then they take them and put them in a vintage mall or antique mall for like $4, $5, $6, $10. And really they're worth generally $1. And so then you go into the vintage stores and there's scads of them that nobody's buying, because they're like, oh, give me a break. I can get them at the thrift store for $1 and you're trying to get $5 or $6 out of me? Anyway, just another one of those things. All right, so I've got chipboard here. It's a 2-inch. Usually I try and do 2-inch when I do a golden book. And so what I have here, and so this is where it's just depending on what I have supply-wise. I don't even know what this stuff is. It says it's weatherproof on it. So it's fabric, but it's like papery almost. And I'm guessing it's because of whatever stuff they put on it to stiffen it. I don't know. But I thought that it goes really, really well with the cover. I just love it. So what I ended up doing was taking 2 of them and I laid one on top of the other and kind of glued, and then I sewed where the seams were to get this width. If you'll see that there's, you know, more. So there's a seam here and a seam here. There's glue down the center. And then the other thing I did was I backed it with some muslin. And then I have this lace that looks like this. And I took it and I cut it right down the center and attached it, you know, on either side so that, you know, the lace comes out the side so that it would look like that on the front. And I stitched it to it. So I did that yesterday thinking I might end up getting a video done, but then I ran out of time. It was dinner time and I was hungry. So I just glued down. And I played with it a little bit, and to me it does not look like it's going to seep through the fabric. So a lot of times I will do that heat bond stuff. I don't know what it's called exactly, but you know that you iron it onto your fabric and then it'll go onto whatever you're attaching it to by ironing or gluing or whatever, and the glue doesn't tend to go through that. But I don't think I needed to use that this time, so I'm just going to do glue. And I'm just going to center it-ish. I'm going to eyeball center it. And then one of the things you really want to do is make sure you're getting these put down on the right sides. You don't want it to be like, oops, and then you go like this and you realize that you put the front on the back and the back on the front. those kinds of things happen. Okay, and then I don't know, I'm not good with measurements. I do about that much. Maybe a little bit more, just kind of depends. And I'm not too concerned about the glue in the center right next to the spine yet, because I'm going to be gluing something over the top of it. Okay, now it's not totally, you know, stuck yet, but before, oh, see, I don't even know if I can check it yet. Before it gets so stuck down that you can't do anything about it, I try and check to see how it lines up and all of that. I mean, it looks good from this side, so it's probably fine. I mean, it looks nice and lined up. The little seam on this, where it comes together, is kind of making a little bit of a lump. You see how? So it's making it harder for me to get to the glue as much as I would like to. You guys, I think it's going to be really cute though, and the glue is not coming through, so that's good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this part on now. So I did the same thing, but on this side, I did not use this. And the reason is, I don't know if I'm going to do paper, fabric, I don't know. So I will finish it off with things. I didn't want to mess with it yet. And I think on this, I'm just going to put the glue here, just because I don't know how far out it would need to come otherwise. And then again, lining it up is just kind of eyeballing it and looking on the other side to make sure it's not sticking out the top or bottom more than it should. And then it's just a matter of pushing it down and making sure it's adhered really well. I try and get it down into the thing. Sometimes I try and put glue down in it. Sometimes I don't. And again, I think it's a lot because I don't make the golden books real often. So hard, fast rules, I don't really have them. So now, since there's 2 layers of stuff going on here, I'm going to put a little bit more glue, but I don't want to put so much that I can't get, you know, something up underneath it paper-wise if I want. But like I said, I'll be covering it with something anyway. Like lace or rickrack, or, you know, I don't know what it'll be at this point. So on this one, I think what I'm going to try and do is sew my signatures in before doing all of my embellishing. I never do that, and I hope I don't regret it, but since on the last one I ended up you know, kind of like it was like 2 books in one. It was so big. I don't want to do the same thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so this is loose. That's fine. It's not all the way dried yet, for one thing, but I'll go back, you know, when I'm finished, I'll go back and do some more gluing. You just don't know if you want to do more layering of laces and trims and stuff like that, but it definitely needs to dry some more before I can mess with it. All right, so there we are for now. One of the things I'm thinking I will probably do on the front here is add this rickrack down it. I think that's really cute. I'm not sure where. Again, I'll have to wait to see, but I think that'd be really cute. I'm gonna let this dry, you guys, and I hope it was helpful to someone, maybe to the point where you're like, I am never doing that, but anyway, this is just one of the ways that that you can do it. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. It's Saturday, so I will talk to you soon. Bye.